Tell me, how did you become so passionate about school choice? Was it really ever since you were in high school? What was your life kind of like after that, and how did you get into all of this?
Yeah, so I feel like that had that experience in high school had a positive impact on my life trajectory. So again, I got interested in it at that point. I had four magnet schools in my district that I was able to choose from, and so again, I think other people should have that opportunity. But then after high school, I actually did my bachelor's and master's in economics at the University of Texas at San Antonio. And then I really started to understand more of the problems with the K to 12 government run school system in America. After viewing the system through the lens of an economist, you start to realize that the current system, the way that it's set up, the public schools have geographic monopolies that give them particularly no strong incentives to cater to the needs of families, and they get compulsory funding through the property tax system. I mean, just imagine if you wanted to leave your grocery store in your neighborhood or a restaurant that you didn't like, and you had to get up and move houses to go to another restaurant or grocery store. That wouldn't make any sense, and it would be extremely costly for families to have to go through that. And the restaurant wouldn't have any incentive to do a good job. And we're seeing the same thing play out with the government run school system today. And so that really opened my eyes thinking about it through those through that kind of lens. And then also after my master's in economics, I did my PhD in education policy at the University of Arkansas, where I really started to study the effects of programs that allow the money to follow the child on the ground. And my first study found that the Milwaukee school choice program led to a reduction in crime, which really got me even more interested in the subject. And I continued to study other effects on outcomes like mental health, safety, satisfaction, finding significant positive effects for students and their families. And then I started at Cato, Reason, and now I'm at the American Federation for Children.
Wow. So tell me, what do you think is the reason why everyone isn't in favor of school choice? Because it seems like, if the money is following the child, that seems like it's objectively what's best for the child. And the parents, they know their child the best. So if you need maybe more of a focus in a certain area, they're going to choose a school like that for the child. Perhaps they want a school that teaches more of the values that they want their child to be learning. Why are there people who are even against school choice? Because if someone wants a school that is like the public school that would have been the default anyway, they can still choose to send their child to that type of school. So why do you think there's so much pushback? Why is this considered even an issue of debate?
Yeah, if you want your public school, you can keep your public school, unlike your doctor. But look, there's been a surge in support of school choice or funding students as opposed to systems in the past year and a half because people have started to figure out that there isn't any good reason to fund failing closed institutions when you can fund the student directly instead, just like we do with just about every other taxpayer initiative in every other industry. Just think about, we already fund students directly when it comes to higher education with the Pell Grant. With Pell Grants, you don't have to take the money to one particular college regardless of your choice. Instead, the Pell Grant funding goes to the student, and they can choose the community college if they like, but they could also choose a private religious or non-religious university. Same thing with pre-K programs. You can take the money to a private religious or non-religious pre-K provider if you'd like. Same thing with food stamp programs. The money goes to the family. They can choose Walmart if they want, but they could also take that money to Trader Joe's, Safeway, Harris Teeter, any provider of grocery services. And so I'm just arguing you should take that same logic and apply it to K to 12 education.